Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Every day we hear about the global economy. It's like this giant, complicated weather system that affects everything from the price of your coffee to, well, the price of everything else. It's this massive, interconnected web, and sometimes it feels like you need a PhD just to understand the headlines. Is the market up? Is it down? Is it sideways? Is it doing the Macarena? So today we're going to cut through some of that noise. We're going to look ahead into the very near future of 2025 and count down the top 5 strongest, most powerful economies on the planet. Think of it as the World Cup, but for money. And instead of a golden trophy, the prize is, well, more money. We'll look at what makes these countries tick, what gives them their economic muscle, and what it all means for the rest of us. Now, before we jump in and start our countdown from number 5, I want to hear from you. Based on everything you've been hearing, everything you've been seeing in the news, which country do you think will be sitting at the number 1 spot? Let me know your predictions down in the comments. Alright, kicking off our list at number 5, we have a country that's basically the sensible, reliable Volvo of the world economy, Germany. When other countries are having economic meltdowns and drama, Germany is quietly in the garage, meticulously engineering a solution. Their brand is quality. Made in Germany isn't just a label, it's a promise that whatever you just bought will likely outlive you, your children, and possibly the concept of time itself. It's a seal of excellence that they have masterfully cultivated for decades. The heart of this economic powerhouse is its legendary manufacturing and engineering sector. Cars that define luxury and performance, BMW, Mercedes, Porsche, Audi, that's Germany. The complex, high-precision machinery that builds everything else. There's a very good chance it came from a German company. This focus on high-end, specialized industrial goods is what they call the Mittelstand. Thousands of small and medium-sized family-owned businesses that are often world leaders in their very specific, very niche market. They might make one particular type of screw, but it's the best damn screw in the world. However, it's not all smooth sailing on the Autobahn. Germany is facing some serious headwinds. They have an aging population, which means a shrinking workforce. They're also heavily reliant on exports, especially to places like China, and their energy transition away from nuclear power has created significant challenges. Despite these challenges, Germany's foundation is incredibly solid. Their commitment to quality, their fiscal discipline, and their central role in Europe keep them firmly in the top 5. They are a perfect example of how long-term stability and careful planning can build one of the most resilient economies in the world. Coming in at number 4, we travel east to a country that has mastered the art of the comeback, Japan. If economies were Rocky movies, Japan is Rocky Balboa. It's been knocked down, faced incredible challenges, and yet it always gets back up, stronger and more innovative than before. Japan's story is one of incredible technological prowess. This is the country that gave us the Walkman, the bullet train, and a huge chunk of the video game industry. While other countries were figuring things out, Japan was living in the future. Brands like Toyota, Honda, Sony, and Panasonic are not just household names. They are global standards. Toyota's production system revolutionized manufacturing worldwide. They don't just sell products, they export ideas and philosophies of efficiency. But here's where it gets interesting. Faced with an aging and shrinking population, Japan has had to innovate out of necessity. They are global leaders in automation and robotics precisely because they have to be, creating a future where robots assist in healthcare, work in convenience stores, and help solve the labor shortage. Japan is also a financial giant. It's one of the world's largest creditor nations, and the Japanese yen is considered a safe haven currency. This gives them a quiet but immense influence over the global financial system, with Japanese investors owning a massive amount of foreign assets. Of course, Japan faces enormous hurdles: demographic decline, deflation battles, and resource dependency. But despite these very real challenges, Japan's economy in 2025 remains a formidable force. They are tackling their problems with a uniquely Japanese blend of technological innovation and long-term thinking. Now, for our number 3 spot, we have a country that isn't just growing, it's exploding. We're talking about India. If the other economies on this list are established giants, India is the young, hungry challenger that's sprinting onto the world stage. India's single greatest economic asset is its people. It has recently surpassed China to become the world's most populous country, but the crucial difference is its youth. The median age in India is around 28, creating what economists call a demographic dividend. What's fueling this is a digital transformation that is unprecedented in human history. The India stack has brought hundreds of millions of people into the formal economy. A farmer can now check market prices on his phone and sell his crops directly, bypassing middlemen. This is a grassroots economic revolution. The government's Make in India initiative is a massive push to turn the country into a global manufacturing hub, a direct competitor to China. With geopolitical tensions causing companies to look for a China plus one strategy, India is positioning itself as the prime alternative. Of course, India is a country of immense contrasts and faces monumental challenges. Infrastructure is still a major bottleneck, inequality remains vast, and environmental concerns are coming to the forefront as India industrializes at breakneck pace. But the sheer momentum is undeniable. The combination of a young population, a digital revolution, and a strategic push into manufacturing creates a growth story that is almost impossible to bet against. India's economy is projected to be one of the fastest-growing major economies in the world for the foreseeable future. At number 2, we have the country that has had the single most dramatic economic transformation in human history, China. For the past 30 years, China's rise has been the defining story of the global economy. It's an economic leviathan, a behemoth whose every move sends ripples across the entire planet. China's economic power is built on the back of its unparalleled manufacturing sector. From the t-shirt you're wearing to the smartphone in your hand, the odds are high that it was assembled in China. This wasn't an accident. It was the result of a deliberate, state-led strategy. Through initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative, China is funding and building infrastructure across Asia, Africa, and Europe, physically hardwiring the global economy to its own. It's a long-term strategy to place itself at the center of global trade networks for the 21st century. But China is no longer content with just being the world's factory for low-cost goods. The Made in China 2025 plan is a clear roadmap to dominate high-tech industries: AI, robotics, electric vehicles, and semiconductors. Companies like Huawei, Tencent, and Alibaba are now competing head-to-head with Silicon Valley. However, China's economic model is now facing its most severe test yet. The property market is in crisis, demographics are turning from a tailwind into a headwind due to the one-child policy, and geopolitical tensions with the United States are creating significant challenges. Despite these very serious challenges, China's sheer size and its central role in global supply chains mean it remains an economic superpower of the first order. It's a giant navigating a complex and difficult path, but it's a giant nonetheless, and that's why it's our powerful number 2. And that brings us to the number 1 spot. The reigning champion, the big kahuna, the economic powerhouse that, despite decades of predictions of its decline, still stands at the top of the mountain, the United States of America. The U.S. economy is not just big, it's deep, it's diverse, and it's driven by a culture of innovation that is still the envy of the world. It has Wall Street, Silicon Valley, Hollywood, vast agricultural lands, and massive energy resources. This diversification makes it incredibly resilient. The cornerstone of America's economic dominance is its leadership in innovation. Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, they are all American. They created the platforms, the software, and the ecosystems on which the global digital economy runs. The U.S. continues to attract the best and brightest minds from all over the world. The role of the U.S. dollar is another pillar of its power. The dollar is the world's primary reserve currency, creating constant global demand and allowing the U.S. to borrow money more cheaply than any other country. It's what's often called an exorbitant privilege. But the U.S. is not without its own deep-seated problems. Political polarization, inequality, aging infrastructure, and fierce competition from China and others who are pouring resources into catching up. The political divisions are a real and present risk to its economic leadership. Yet even with these significant challenges, the U.S. economy's fundamental strengths are overwhelming. Its culture of entrepreneurship, world-leading universities, deep capital markets, and command of future technologies keep it in the top spot. It has an incredible capacity for reinvention and self-correction. So there you have it, our countdown of the 5 economic titans set to dominate the world stage in 2025. From the steady engineering of Germany to the resilient innovation of Japan, the explosive growth of India, the manufacturing might of China, and the enduring diverse power of the United States. Each country has a unique story, distinct strengths, and formidable challenges. It's a reminder that behind the big headlines are incredible stories of human ingenuity, ambition, and the constant push for a better future. Now I want to hear from you again. Did the list surprise you? Do you agree with the rankings, or would you have ordered them differently? What do you think is the biggest challenge or opportunity for each of these countries? Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more content like it, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.